Hey guys, welcome to the Kunal Call. I'm Kunal Bhatia and I'm joined by Samuel and Sid and Toby will be joining later. So Samuel, big day for you guys as Arsenal fans winning against Chelsea at their own ground. What happened? But I'll say one thing, yeah. Your boys ran their socks off.
Mm. I mean, I don't think we played that well, to be honest, especially in the first half. I think like both sides, it was a game of hot potato, man. It was just one end to the other, and defenses were bad. Our passing was very lackluster in the first half. We didn't really create enough chances, but ultimately, Nketiah played very well. I've never seen Nketiah play that well in my life, by the way. This is the first time I'm seeing him play this good. Xhaka was good. Neni was
Yeah.
good. So I mean, we had players in key positions that performed, and I think that's why we won. Because you look at us, we've been struggling to get goals. Like Lacazette, it's terrible. So for
Like I
Nketiah to
started,
if Lacazette started, I don't think we win that game. No, I'm certain we don't win that game. So it was very
yeah.
important Nketiah started. And even Nketiah, he's not good enough, but at least he can run. That's all we need. Just as
Yeah.
long as you can run, so that if there's a loose ball, you see, the back pass Christensen did. Lacazette,
No
he
shit, man.
was Lacazette would have fainted. Lacazette would have torn
Yeah.
a hamstring. He would have fallen down. He wouldn't have been able to score that goal. So big up Nketiah, Saka as well. Saka, I don't think Saka had the best game, but that penalty showed that he has bottle, especially what happened at the Euros. He stepped up. So I'm just happy, man. A win is a win. You feel me? London is red.
Yeah, you wish.
London is red.
You
Yeah, no,
wish.
no, look, yeah, look. London is red for now. For now, it's
Okay,
red for
not London
now.
is red. I'll give you not London. Until you win a Champions League, it is in perpetuity blue.
Okay, look, what I will say to that though is the only reason why I can't argue with that is because of the second Champions League you won.
Yeah.
Even with the first Champions League, I still can't give it to you because it was like, okay, you won that Champions League, but you know, you outplayed City in the final. Fair enough,
Yeah,
they messed up, with the team selection and everything, but you still,
yeah.
you won after 90 minutes. I'll
And
give you
let's
that.
remember, they messed up because they lost twice to us before that. So Pep overthunked it. I don't know, overthinked it.
No
Yeah,
overthinking.
Pep
Yeah.
fell into the
yeah.
trap of overthinking. Yeah, I think would be
He
a
he
better
he
way of
over
saying
he
it.
over yeah, it was over he overthought that. So
Yeah, he
at
overthought
the
that. That's the correct word. I don't know what went wrong with my brain in that moment. But yeah, I mean, he fell into that trap because he lost to us twice. I don't think they would have lost to us if that hadn't happened at all, because they would have come with so much confidence that he would not have made such routine errors.
Correct.
yeah. I mean, what I will say about Chelsea though, after our game, you guys, after we scored, Chelsea always looked like they were going to get the next goal. So you see, the moment we scored the goal, they were the ones dictating the game. And that was my problem with the whole thing because it's like, we're winning. Why are we letting Chelsea walk over us? Why are we sitting back? You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, they still have that about them where they can move the ball well, they can move it quickly. And that's the thing I envy. I envy that about Chelsea, Liverpool, and City. They move the ball so quickly, regardless if they're winning or losing.
Yeah.
You know, and
I
they
mean,
have.
that's fully down to Thomas Tuchel. I mean, it's also a lot of it has to do with the culture that Antonio Conte brought in, and
Yeah,
even Mauricio Sarri deserves a lot of credit for that, because we weren't a team that used to do that. We were a team that used to absorb a lot of pressure and hit teams on the counter attack. We were not a midfield dominating team, but yeah,
but
credit to them.
surprisingly, you guys are known for having world class midfielders. You guys have had the likes of
Yeah.
Balak, you've had Lampard, you've had Makelele, you've
Oh yeah.
had like
Michael
you've had
Essien.
the Essien,
Michael Essien. Oh my
you've
God.
had
Michael
ridiculous
Essien.
midfielders.
And yeah, and Fabregas. Let's not forget Cesc Fabregas as well. I mean, he was
I
great
mean,
when he was with
even
us.
yeah, when Fabregas joined you guys, he didn't have his legs anymore, but his quality was still there. So it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no doubt. I was genuinely surprised because I remember the end of the 13-14 season, and Fabregas was very unsettled. And I actually remember this because I was having a discussion with a friend of mine who is a diehard Arsenal supporter.
right.
And I was like, you guys are just going to make a killing because Fabregas is unsettled. You guys are going to go for him. And it was 2 weeks to the World Cup when I said this.
Mm.
1 week later, we announced that we are signing Cesc Fabregas, and it came out of the blue. No one was expecting that, and I was stunned. And I was happy. Obviously, I was over the moon, but I was stunned as to what happened. And then later, Fabregas reveals that he approached Arsene Wenger and offered himself to Arsenal, and Wenger was like, "Nah."
Nah, we don't
You
want you,
see,
bro.
I wish I had the time to really tell you what I thought about it, because when I found out Seth was going Chelsea, I was heartbroken, man. I was heartbroken. Like I hated Cesc. I hated him for like a good 2 years. But then I
And
now found out the truth.
that's understandable, bro. I mean, you guys, he was there with you since what? He was a kid. He broke like it's like Mason Mount going and playing for you guys.
Yeah, man. Like Cesc, in my opinion, is the closest thing to Steven Gerrard in terms of quality. Like Cesc was winning us games by himself at 21.
I mean, you guys had Dennis Bergkamp also, so you did have midfield quality as well. But yet, in the later years, in that 2000 post 2004 era, yeah,
Yeah,
Fabregas was the highest quality player you had. He was ever since Andre left. I don't think you've had a better player than Cesc Fabregas. Maybe Mesut Ozil, but then Ozil did not have the kind of impact beyond the
yeah.
Van
first few
Persie,
seasons.
Van Persie was a big player for them.
Hmm?
Van Persie.
Van Persie. No, but Van Persie, the thing with Van Persie was he spent 7 years at Arsenal, right? And for 6 of those years, he's been injured. He gave them one
Yeah.
good season, and then he just flutters away.
No,
So,
I don't think Van Persie gave us one good season. I think with him it was just injury prone, because
yeah,
I remember in the 07-08 season, Cesc was on. He was playing amazing. Van Persie was also fit
mm,
for a while. We should have
yeah,
won the league that season, but we didn't. And it's like for us to not win the league when you had peak Fabregas and peak Van Persie, and then to replicate that
yeah.
when you have peak Alexis and peak Ozil, it's a
So that
problem.
was
I,
okay, bro. Sid, you
mm.
joined in late, but I want to know what the fuck is today, man.
What's that
What the fuck is
disturbance?
that? Come on, man.
Ow.
Wait.
Is it
You
from
okay
my
now?
side? There's a lot of disturbance happening. You guys hear it?
Yeah, I can. I don't know if. Wait. Do you want me to leave and I'll join? I'll see if it's my thing. Okay.
Let me, no, wait,
Yeah.
let's mute ourselves. No, just first I'll mute. Let's see if it's from my side. Sam, try muting yourself.
Bro, it's from you, bro. Sid.
For me?
Yeah, yeah. Because when you muted, there was no disturbance. Now it's fine. Now it's fine. So regarding Chelsea and Arsenal, yesterday I would just say that Arsenal were really more hungrier because they were the underdogs yesterday. I think you're on mute, bro, Samuel. Are you on mute?
Yeah, no, I'm not on mute.
Yeah, now you're on mute. Okay, now you're okay. I was just saying that when you see the game yesterday, I was seeing the game yesterday as a neutral, and I wanted Arsenal to lose because obviously they're not going to make the Champions League, and I don't want Arsenal to also get back because it'll be it'll be criminal for all of like for the United fans. But when you see Arsenal play the way they play like a team. And when you look at United, they don't play like a team anymore. The thing which that really pisses me off regarding United, for example, which we'll get to later, is that the players don't run enough. Arsenal players were running, man. They were running so much. Even though the defense is shaky, their midfield is shaky. There's no guarantee that they won't concede, but at least they will just keep trying. That's what Arsenal were doing yesterday. And then Chelsea, man, Christian, shit. What about Chelsea, man? I don't think you can hear me.
Is it? I think my system is giving errors. I think I'll sign in to my cell phone.
Okay, do that. That'll be much better. So, Sammy, I want to ask you about United here. What do
Yeah.
you think about Harry Maguire? Do you think we hate him unnecessarily, or do you think that the hate is completely justified?
Now it's justified. It's justified because I said this a while back. He's worth 85 million, like the most expensive defender for what? Makes no sense. And the way he plays, I've noticed it. He his IQ is very low. So let's say you're in the box, he doesn't know what to do in that situation.
Yeah.
You know, a ball could be coming in, and then instead of him to head it away, he'd be marking someone. You know, he doesn't make the right decisions. You know, like no offense, but he's a very, very stupid player. So it's like when you have somebody like that in your defense, he's your captain, man. I don't envy you guys at all.
Sorry, guys, is the disturbance
If
still
you're
there?
talking about Harry Maguire, what do you think about him?
That guy. The most
And yeah,
ignorant and lacking in self awareness quality of his worst quality is his lack of self awareness. He recently made a gave an interview where he said that I know I have a few bad games, but two managers would not trust me, and I wouldn't be starting if I wasn't good. And to make a statement like that after the kind of season he's having, after the kind of mistakes he's been making, just shows how uh, self-absorbed he is, like self-obsessed he is, like, and he lacks so much awareness. Like he does not know his game. It's okay to not play good. It's okay to have a bad season. Eden Hazard had a bad season for us,
Yeah,
and almost every player at some point of time has a bad season. That's perfectly fine. Rio Ferdinand had a bad patch. Nemanja Vidic had a bad patch. What's important is that you remember, you realize that this is something that I need to fix. You work on it, and then you come back. This guy truly believes that he's not doing much wrong, and he feels like he's the victim. And I do feel that social media goes overboard a little. I do feel like he is scapegoated a little too much because United's problems don't start and end with Harry Maguire, but United's problems have a big chunk of percentage that
but he's
goes
a
to
big part
Harry
of the
Maguire.
problem. He is.
Yeah, he's a big part of the problem, and he needs to realize that because as a captain, so first of all, you cost 80 million pounds to join. Now that's not his fault. Let's stop using his price tag against him. He didn't tell Manchester United to throw out that much amount of money. He didn't ask Leicester to charge that much amount of money. That's between clubs. So let's put that aside. Secondly, what we need to remember is that this guy did have a good season. He had a good season. He had a good Euros, but after that he's just collapsed. And there is a supreme lack of effort from this guy to change himself, to improve himself, to make an impact on the game. And I think that is where the bigger problem is because now he's a captain. So as a captain, if you're dropping in 5 on 10 performances or 4 on 10 performances, how do you expect to enter a dressing room and have a go at Marcus Rashford or have a go at Bruno Fernandes? You go up to them and you say, guys, you're not playing well. They're just going to turn back and look at you and you'll be like, what are you talking about? You gave a goal away. You marked your own player. You headbutted Ronaldo. What are you doing?
exactly. His IQ is very low. It's just very low IQ. And the thing is, I don't know why he's captain. I have no idea why he's captain,
No
especially
idea.
since you signed Ronaldo. I feel the armband should have gone straight to him. That's how I personally feel. I know Ronaldo isn't
I
good anymore.
I personally feel they should have given it to someone who had more experience in the team. I think that's the Real Madrid approach is very good. Whoever is the senior most player, give it to him.
No, but you
David,
see the thing about that
David De
is
Gea.
okay, that's fair. The hair is fair, but then Ronaldo knows what it's like to win the big trophies with United.
Yeah, that's true.
Understand? And
you
he at
know what,
for
I was one thing when
yeah,
Ronaldo came back, and when if David was given the captain, he wouldn't mind it. You know why? Because he knows David has been the best player for United for the past 4 5 years.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
he would
But
even this season, for example. The couple of saves he has made is unbelievable. The save
Yeah,
against Wolves, the save against I think this match against Norwich, where we were 2-2 and then suddenly there was a big shot and he just flicked it from the right,
yeah,
which was a very game-changing save because if they had scored, we would be losing 3-2.
no
So
doubt.
he keeps the team in the match. Again in the Champions League as well, I think against Villarreal where we were away 0-0 and then Villarreal had a great chance to score and then he makes a save and then Ronaldo scores in the end. So when you see David De Gea as a captain, he performs. He
Hmm.
always performs. I don't care about Maguire personally. I don't really give a shit. I would like him to prove me wrong. If you see my watch along, I have said it over there. I'm not going to say anything about Harry Maguire because if you see my watch along, I have ranted, cursed, whatever the fuck I've done, I've seen. I closed the stream after 3-0 because I knew we would lose. I knew in the beginning of the year, like, final, bro. We're losing final. The first goal is under 5 minutes, yeah. That guy breaks the defense line. It's going 2-3 yards in the front, and not even being in the line and giving Salah and Trent acres of space. And the way he's just defending, it's not right. It's really not right. And when he performs, for example, and then people say, okay, he's not that good and stuff, bro. You perform, no one will say anything about you. If you don't perform, people will say about you. And he's not been
Yeah,
performing for the last.
that's part of the game, man. That's any player. If you're not performing, no matter who you are, you'll get shit on. That's how it is.
And forget the price tag, for example. Forget the price tag. As a defender, as a basic defender, he's the worst I've ever seen at United.
Yeah,
It's a simple fact. Even Phil Jones is performing better than him. No
dude,
jokes.
he makes Van Bissaka look good.
Yeah, Van Bissaka, like I don't like Van Bissaka. I don't
Hmm.
really rate him. He's not good enough. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is Eric Ten Hag. Confirmed today, completely,
Hmm.
like he's the United manager. Sid, according to you, is this a big step for United? And also, they have removed their two scouting chiefs, which were there at the
Yeah,
club
I
for
read that.
16 years.
I read that,
So,
and that
is that
I think that's a very good step in the right direction because I think it makes a statement that the club is not going to be a commercial club anymore. Because I do feel Louis Van Gaal was not being bitter and just being honest when he made that statement. I think Man United is looking for commercial signings. I think Man United has uh, come to a point where they're not giving managers control of the signings, where they are making the signings for the managers. And I think this is something that Ralph Ragnick is trying to address. Let's be honest, Ragnick is not a great manager. He has not been in a management position since 2018 for a reason. But he's a very good football director. He knows how football works. He knows how these things function. And with him and Eric Ten Hag at the helm, I think 2 seasons will be enough for you guys to build a squad that is good enough, and 3 seasons when you'll actually be challenging for titles. But there needs to be patience from you guys also because the fans have proven to be extremely impatient over the last few years. Like with Jose Mourinho, you guys were doing so well, and then and not just the fans. I think the bigger problem is your ex players. Your ex players are just at times making senseless statements
correct? True. Very true.
with the way they went after Jose Mourinho, the way they went after like Louis Van Gaal had a lot of issues. He fell out with a lot of players, made sense. Jose Mourinho only fell out with Paul Pogba, and uh, and at that point of time, everyone was going on with free Pogba, free Pogba. Now he's going to leave on a free.
Yeah, look at him now.
Look at him now. He's not. He's never respected your club. He's never respected the badge. He's never respected the responsibility that was given to him. Paul Pogba is honestly a very good candidate for captain if he was at any given point showing the love a youth player should be showing. He is your youth player. He went to Juventus, sure, but he is a product of your academy. But I have not seen anything from him that indicates that he's a academy graduate. He acts like he just came into, you know, as any other signing.
Yeah.
And you guys backed him
Samuel, what
over
do you think about
Mourinho.
Eric Ten Hag? Bro,
I
that is
mean,
something that I always say that I was against. When Mourinho was sacked, I was very sad because I knew that Mourinho is a serial winner.
yeah,
We all knew, man. Come on, you might hate him or you might love him, but you have to respect him. The guy has won everything. The
His
guy knows how
record
to
speaks
win.
for itself.
yeah.
Exactly. So when Tottenham sacked him also before the final, I'm like, are you stupid? bro, are you really stupid?
No, no,
But
that was the
you could see
dumbest
what happened.
decision.
And Samuel, I want to ask you about Eric Ten Hag. What do you think about that managerial change?
I mean, it's a good change. Ten Hag is a very he knows what it's like to play against the big teams on the biggest stage. You saw him in 18-19 with Ajax, the way they performed. I think Ten Hag might have the same problem as Poch, though. They're both very good managers, but when it comes down to it, they're gonna fumble. That's how I see it. You see, that semi-final loss to Spurs was not good. That's very it's not encouraging at all. And he's let a lot of positions slip, lost a lot of titles in Holland. He's bottled a lot of opportunities in Holland as well. And, you know, those kind of managers over a season, they'll get you where you need to go, but ultimately they're not the ideal candidate. I feel that Ten Hag will get you guys, you'll get a new how can I say this, rotation of players. You guys are gonna start playing better football. You're gonna climb up the table. But I don't think you're gonna get that extra push to now finally challenge with Ten Hag. I don't think you're gonna get that with him. He reminds me a lot like Poch. So I don't know, man. They play good football, but ultimately, when it comes down to crunch time, I don't know if they're gonna be able to hang. So I mean, time will tell, though. We'll see.
I don't know, man. I genuinely see what I genuinely feel is that this whole the notion that these guys are not serial winners or bottlers, it is a bit blown out of proportion. Like with Pochettino, it is with good reason because he's blown it so often. Ajax versus Spurs is a mountain for them to climb. It's not easy for Ajax. Ajax is punching way above their weight. Just the fact that they were there in the semis is a huge deal. I won't judge Eric Ten Hag on that. He's an excellent, excellent manager. He's shown to nurture young players. And honestly speaking, if he only manages United for 3 years, and in those 3 years he develops the squad, because this squad needs massive rebuilding, top to bottom. And so if he can come in and he can lay a foundation for 3 years, win a trophy, don't win a trophy, bring that stability around, he's done the job. He's done the job. But I genuinely think he will win trophies. I genuinely think he can win trophies. He is the manager for it. But again, only time will tell.
Yeah, I think time will tell. I've been saying that for United, if they really want to get that push to being elite, they should get someone like Zizou, man. Like
Too
Zizou.
early. Not with this team, man. Zizou, remember, Zizou got a built team handed to him, and then he
Yeah,
took that team forward.
but you see, if
These
there's
guys,
any
they're
team, yeah,
hmm?
if there's any team in the league that can give Zizou the money he wants for him to get who he wants, it's United. I mean, besides City and
Hmm.
Chelsea, it's United. Even Liverpool, their budget isn't that great. FSG don't give them a lot of money. You feel me? But you guys, sorry, United fans and United, they should be happy because, to an extent, though, because they get a lot of investment into their club. They've spent 80 plus on Maguire. They've spent 80 plus on Pogba. They've spent
Because spending on the right money, spending the right money on the right player, that's the issue at United.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I
No,
get it.
but that will come. That will come with consistent success, not just success in terms of trophies, consistent top finishes. Because that's what I mean. We're not discussing Arsenal yet, but that's what I was talking about with my friend about Arteta. Because Arteta is making the same mistakes that Wenger used to make, investing
Exactly.
in young players, and then later on, what happens is when these players come good, they leave. And with
Yeah,
Arsenal, what happens? With Arsenal, what's going to happen right now if they don't finish in top four? And with United, what's happening right now is that because they have not consistently finished in the top four or shown that consistency, that we may not be title challengers, but we'll be in the top four. Because they don't have that consistency, players don't want to go there. And for them to tempt these players to come, they have to overpay. For them to keep the players they have to overpay. So I think the best thing to do right now is to just get rid of most of these players, sign young players, build that momentum, build that consistency. Say like, okay, fine, we'll be only aiming for top four. No shame in that. We are in this position. We'll be only aiming for top four for the next 3 seasons. Then we'll sign the big players. Then we'll sign the big names who will come for the right price, who will come for the right wages. Right now, they have to overpay. They don't have a choice. Whether Eric Ten Hag comes or not, it's not going to change.
But like when Eric Ten Hag coming in and Ragnick being the board of directors, and when bro Ragnick openly said we need 10 players, man, after Liverpool, bro, he knew exactly what the problem
Yeah,
was. In the fourth goal, when United conceded, when Harry Maguire were again at fault, he passes the ball to Hannibal, who, by the way, was the man of the match in United, going out there kicking Liverpool players, and it's like, you know what, fuck you. I mean, this is a you're gonna come and hurt you guys. And when you see Ragnick's face, he's like screaming. I've never seen him doing that. Never. Till that moment. You know why? Because he knew that we can defend a 3-0 lead, 3-0 defeat. If you make it 4-0, it's embarrassing. 3-0 is, okay, it was embarrassing enough, but 4-0 is like demolition stuff. And
yeah.
when he's keep picking Maguire, I don't think if Maguire plays against Arsenal on Saturday and Nketiah starts, we are gonna lose. I'm telling you right now, because Nketiah ran his balls off against Chelsea. He's going to do the same thing against Harry Maguire, especially Harry Maguire, because he's the worst player in terms of possession. He passes the ball anywhere, bro. He wants to get rid of it, and he doesn't even clear the ball. He gives it to a player who's already been marked. If you see his chutia passing, he never passes to a player open. He passes to a player who's not open, so that you can blame him.
Well, that's symptomatic of all his issues, right? Like I just said, this man is lacking self-awareness. If you're not aware of yourself, how will you be aware of the pitch and other players? He does not know his own faults. He does not know his own incapabilities. He does not know where he's lacking. And on top of that, he's not aware of what's happening on the pitch. He doesn't. He doesn't know who's behind him. He doesn't know who's in front of him. How can you in 3 matches end up attacking two of your players? How? As a defender, how does that happen?
Kunal, do you know what I will say though? With your team, under Ole, you guys didn't have any direction in terms of a style of play, but you guys would still win games. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You guys always had something. You had match winners. That's something United have always had since 1992. You guys have those 3-4 players that, regardless of how you're playing, will still get you the win. But now you have Ten Hag, you still have players like Sancho. You'd have Bruno. You'd have Ronaldo. You'd have Pogba. As much as I don't like Bruno, this guy, he gets goals and assists. He's not a good player, but he gets goals and assists. So I feel that if Ten Hag can have you guys playing, flowing football, have pretty much a philosophy when you play, I reckon it would take a couple years before you start challenging in the league, if you ask me, especially considering your investment.
We want players who actually fight for the badge. That's the reality of life, bro. These players are fighting for the they're like fucking around too much. I have a question from Gods and Kings Ajant. Is Chelsea lucky to be third looking at the way their defense has been performing? Okay.
Yes.
No, not really. Not really, because our home form is atrocious. There's no denying it. Absolutely no denying that. We are ninth in the home table, but our away form is one of the best in the league. We are second. We've played one game less than City, and we are second, 3 points behind them. So our away form is bang on. I think the problem with this team has been lack of consistency. They have not been good since December. We have to remember that they have been hit by a number of injuries and COVID. We also have to remember that we were the only team that was not given a COVID break. All the other teams, we did not even come up with 5 false positives like some other teams did. So we have to remember all these things. And yeah, I mean, I would say injuries are part of the game. I said that last year when Liverpool were hit by injuries. I think I always say that that's not an excuse. And that is not an excuse. We should have prepared for that. But that being said, you can only spend a finite amount of money on a finite amount of players. When you have Ben Chilwell and Marcos Alonso, this doesn't make any sense to buy another left back. who's not going to be playing. And when you have Reece James, we wanted to buy Ashraf Hakimi. He went to PSG. Now he's having a torrid time over there. If he had been here, we would have salvaged something. But we have
No,
Aspilicueta, we have Reece James. How many
James
right
is
backs are we going to sign?
James is playing very well yesterday.
No, yeah, he did. He did. But no, I'm not talking about his form. He's playing very well. He's not gelling with the team. There are rumors of his teammates not talking to him, sidelining him, avoiding him, rifts with between him and the South American contingent of PSG.
Mm. Sid,
So
I noticed a lot with James the way he played. Though, sorry for interrupting you, but he wasn't overlapping. He was always going inward. I don't know. And Aspilicueta was also there. What position does he play most of the time? Because I don't watch Chelsea as often. I mean, I
hmm,
watch games, as oft as frequent as I can, but not all the
yeah,
time. James doesn't seem to overlap. You have players like Trent, and then you have players like let's say you remember
Cancelo.
Cancelo, you
Mm,
know, and then you have guys like Pereira from Leicester. Pereira would
yeah,
just go, he just run down, cross. But
yeah,
James is going inward. He's trying to get that final ball. If he can, he'll turn on his left and take a shot. So what
yeah.
position does he play right now, though? Is he a right back?
Uh, yesterday was a bit of a helter-skelter kind of thing, so we had to change things after Christensen gave the first goal away. Uh,
Right.
Reece James always does the overlap. That's his regular thing. He's heavily involved with almost every attack that we have.
Mm.
I think let me just check his stats over here real quick. He has this season, um, I think 8 assists, or I'm not sure. I can't find his stats at the moment. But yeah, he's heavily linked. He's crucial to us. He's crucial, and when he's not playing, we are lacking in that defensive penetration up front. But yesterday was different. Yesterday he was asked not to. That was the game plan, because after Christensen gave the ball away, we were lacking in pace. Aspilicueta was not able to match up. Alonso was being found out. Malang Sir and Christensen were not doing well. Reece James, for a very long part of the game, if you noticed, he was actually not playing on the wings. He was actually almost a centre back yesterday.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it was a new position for him, but I think he did well. I think he did his job well. I think he was covering for a lot of players. He was covering for Aspilicueta. He was covering for Malang Sar. He was covering numerous times for Andres Christensen. I think just yesterday was a bad time to rest players. I think we should have come with our strongest 11. I don't think we should have rested Rudiger. I don't think we should have started Malang Sar at all. I like Malang Sar. I think he has immense potential. I think he will come good later on. I don't think he's there yet to be starting matches like the ones versus Arsenal. The team selection was the one that was bad, but Reece James does overlap a lot. He's very heavily involved in our attacks. He's crucial, in fact, to us. He's part of our.
Reece is he's a good right back. I don't think he's as potent as Trent when going forward,
Oh
but
no, no, not at all,
I
not at all.
think
So Reece
he's a
James has a
good
very
back.
overall approach to the game. Like Trent gets found out defensively a lot.
Yeah.
Reece, on the other hand, is solid in that regard. His match versus Madrid, my God, it took a moment of brilliance from Marcelo to
Mm.
find a hole in that area in the field. But yeah, I mean, Reece has been phenomenal this season. Every match he's played, he adds a whole dynamic to our game. And because we have Mount, because we have Ziyech, because we have Kai Havertz, and all of these three are firing and doing very well right now, he doesn't need to be as involved and potent as Trent. But when he does go forward, he is extremely lethal.
Right. Yeah.
So, like one thing I will ask you guys about United Arsenal. I want your one sentence prediction. Ronaldo is playing.
Hmm.
Varane is back, and we got McTominay in training. So Varane, McTominay today in training, and Ronaldo has come back.
Hmm.
Sid, what do you think?
Hmm.
Will it be a Ronaldo masterclass, or do you think Arsenal will? One
And
line. That's it.
honestly, at this point, there's no way you can predict for either United or Arsenal. I mean, the way these guys play, both of them, it's like neither of them want the top four. The Arsenal were in prime position. They dropped. Imagine the kind of situation this is, right? They dropped 9 points and they're still in the race. Imagine if they had just won one of those games, where they would be. But yeah, it's like none of these guys want the top four. And on your day, United play sometimes. Sometimes United play very well, but then again, even on those days, your defense is horrible.
Mm.
So there is nothing that I can. I would say that Arsenal has the upper hand. Arsenal is more tactically stable,
Correct.
regardless of the losses that they have had this season, regardless of the matches where they've lost. Because aside from the Brentford game, I don't think there has been a match where they have been outplayed. I think they have had matches where
The
they
second
have.
match, Man City.
No, we've
They
been
were the,
outplayed a few. We've been outplayed a
Sorry.
few times. We've been
the
outplayed a
first
few
two matches, they lost to Brentford, Chelsea, Man City. They were shit
times.
in all
Yeah.
those matches. After that, they
No,
became
but
better.
again, that I said it that time itself. If people, Arsenal fans were taking it too hard. Half their team was injured. A lot of players were coming back from COVID. You have to consider that COVID is not an easy thing to come back from, and they did not have their entire team. They were playing almost a B team. Not a lot of players, but they were missing some key players.
Yeah.
So, and also these are young players. You have to remember that's the problem with Arsenal have. These are young players. So the moment you pile the pressure on these guys, they can crumble. And to throw them into the deep end at the very start of the season and say, oh, okay, you're playing the European champions, and next you're playing the domestic champions, and you have to get something from it. Oh, wait, you lost to Brentford 3-0. Now you have a mountain to climb because you cannot lose the next two matches. That's a huge pressure to put on young kids, man.
So
So
you, so you,
I would say their worst patch of form is only these three matches, the Brighton, Palace, Southampton matches. I think I'm gonna side with Arsenal versus United to get something out of it, unless Ronaldo pulls up a masterclass.
Samuel, what do you think about that? You agree with it?
I mean, we when it comes to crunch time, we always fumble. I know these guys like the back of my hand. If you give Ronaldo that half a yard, the moment he scores, it's game over. So I hope we win that game. But I'll be so honest with you, I'm not expecting much. You guys have too many match winners in that side. We have at right back, we have Tomiyasu. You guys have Sancho. Tomiyasu is a very good defensive right back, so I think Sancho will be kept at bay. But then you have Ronaldo up front, Pogba. If Pogba decides to turn up, it's going to be a problem.
He's injured. He got injured against Liverpool. Taken off.
He's injured. Okay, that's even better for us. But then there's always Bruno. Bruno is a wild card because out of nowhere this guy gets goals and assists. I don't know how he does it, but so you guys have those players that can hurt us over 90 minutes, and especially if the game starts getting to the intense level, you guys are more likely to get something from it because our players don't have the heart. As good as they are, Saka's brilliant, but he's a kid. He's already burning out. He's already burning out. Smith Rowe, he's burning out. Odegaard, I don't think Odegaard in big games has the quality. We need to really win a game. You saw the game in Old Trafford. The guy single-handedly lost us that game. You
Oh yeah.
know, Partey, I don't know if Partey's fit. you know. So it's man, I hope we pull something off, but I'll be so honest with you, I have low expectations. I fully expect us to either fight for a draw or something. I'm just hoping for the best, man. That's all.
Yeah, I mean,
Kunal, I
so
got a question for you.
yeah,
In light of Ragnick's recent press conference, where he very openly said that there are about 10 players that he'd like to replace, I'm pretty certain that he must have let those players know in the dressing room who they are. I don't think he's the kind of guy who won't. What kind of a response do you see from Man United? Do you think they will step up to the plate and be like, you know what, I'm going to show him that we deserve to be here, or do you think they're still not going to give a shit because they think that they have too much clout?
See, I'll tell you, like, this is the last thing I want to say before I end the show, yeah? We can only win that match because of Ronaldo. If Ronaldo is starting, you better expect him to play because he's been through something that is not that is so tragic, and and he's still coming back and performing. The guy is he skipped one day of work and he's actually back the next, like skipped 2 days of work and he's back on
Yeah.
Thursday training. That is not normal mental settings, bro.
Yeah,
That
man.
is
That's especially what he's gone through. That is just. It's, I hope no player, no person has to go through that. That's just.
and he's
But
just proving
if
it again.
anybody's gonna get through it, it's Ronaldo, man. This guy's mentality is insane.
Exactly. And you know what? United, if any of those players have some shame, they perform for him. At least. They don't perform for us, no problem. Not for the club, but perform for him. The guy's been through something tragic, but he's still coming back and trying to make sure that we do something. Because if we beat Arsenal, there's still a chance, right? There's still
Yeah.
a chance. But when you see the other players moaning and complaining, and you saw told about Maguire coming out before the match and saying, "Oh, I am good enough. That's why I'm being picked."
I could not believe my eyes when I saw my friend. He's an Arsenal fan. He shared the tweet. I was watching that interview. I'm like,
And he fucked up, and he completely fucked up. But one thing I will say, because my battery is getting over, I have to end the show.
mm,
United will only win that match because of Ronaldo.
Mm.
Simple. There's no straight away business. And
yeah,
I honestly, with the way the world works, I expect him to score a hat trick again. Honestly,
Wow.
like I believe in him so much that he will give his 110%. Because when he is coming back from what he has been through, the guy has the nerve to come back. Within not even a week, bro. Within 2 days.
yeah,
That is not normal. That is completely not normal. Even when they compare Ronaldo to Messi, I don't want anyone to go through this. Like no one should go through this. It's the worst thing in the world. But when you see what Ronaldo is doing at 37 at United, when it's the worst form we can ever see a United team, and he's still coming back and he's still giving everything he has, and then people say that he's the problem. Fuck you all. The guy has been through the worst shit in his life, the worst thing in his life, and he's still coming back for the club to perform. And if, I don't want Harry Maguire to start. For God's sake, don't make him start. Because if
He's the
Harry Maguire
captain.
starts,
He's gonna start. He's the
captain.
captain.
Fuck the captain. He can suck a dick. I don't give a fuck. Eric Bai has to start that game because Eric Bai is quick and he can defend and he can actually pass well compared to Maguire. Yeah. So that's all I have to say. I will end this show. Thank you. You were saying something, Sid?
Nah, no.
Bro, I can't hear you for some reason. My mobile is completely acting up. So I'm sorry I have to end the show. Thank you, Sid, again. Thank you, Samuel, for joining me in. We'll be doing this again next week. And everyone take care. God bless and see you guys. Take care.
Take care.